Good morning, class. Good morning, students of grade 8A1, and welcome to another physical education class. I am your teacher, Miss Matthana Dutchin, and I hope that today's class is one that is fun and interactive. Today, our topic is food pyramid, right? That's our topic for today. So, are you guys familiar with these two words being put together? Food and pyramid. I know that we know about food because we all like to eat, right? But when we hear about food pyramid, what comes to mind? Neil? Okay, thank you for that answer. Sasha, can we hear from you? Great job, great job. Okay, so you guys were given handouts before the class started. I'm asking that you follow in your handouts, right? Now let's get into what is a food pyramid. And you can also follow on the board. Now, a food pyramid is a chart that can be used to see how many servings of each food should be eaten daily, right? Let's do that again. A food pyramid is a chart that can be used to show how many servings of each food should be eaten daily. Good. Now, does everybody understand that so far? Good, great job. And you need to respond, right kids? Good. So moving on, we know what's a food pyramid, but let's have a visual as to what it really is. Now, up here we can see that these foods are arranged in an order according to different quantities, right? So at the top we see a small triangle, then we have a bigger one, then we have an even bigger one, and then at the bottom there's a very large one, right? Now let's look at some foods from the food groups that we are familiar with and see the nutrients that we can get from these foods. So at the top we have fats and oils. What do we have? Great job. Now secondly, we have meat and fish, right? But if you're to go back just a bit, can you share with me examples of some fats and oils? We all know about different kinds of food, right? So just think about it. What are some fats and oils that we eat daily? John? Yes. Okay. So we have some examples shown here, like dark chocolate, potato fries, cheese. Those things can be considered as fats and oils, right? When we move down, we see meat and fish. Now we know that meat would be those things that we consume, or those foods that we consume from animals, right? So we have our fish, we have our egg, we have milk, we have chicken, we have beef, right? And we also have pork, mutton, and all those things that we consume, which are foods that are considered as meat, fish, or even food alternatives from these food from animals, right? Group. Now when we look at the third layer, we see fruits and vegetables. And we all know, let's list two fruits and vegetables that you guys are familiar with, that we see almost every day, right? We have here, yes. Great job, Selena. Mark? Good. So we have broccoli, we have have potatoes, we have corn, we have strawberry, we have orange, we have banana, apples, right? Those are considered as fruits and vegetables. Then we move down to the last layer of the food pyramid. We see bread and pasta, right? Now, we all know about white flour and there is whole wheat flour. And we know that we can also consume pasta. And from this food group, we can get the food nutrients, carbohydrates, which is essential for energy, right? Carbohydrates give our body a lot of energy, right? And so when we consider this food pyramid, we must consider the nutrients that we get from each group, right? Good. Any questions? Okay. Moving on. Now, what are the 6 food groups that you are familiar with? We have staples, we have legumes, we have fruits, vegetables, fats and oils, foods from animals. Those are the 6 food groups. Are you guys following? Good. Now, we all know that we get different items or different types of food that come from these different types of food groups. But what are some food nutrients that we get from these food groups? Let's see. So, some food nutrients include fats, carbohydrates, protein, water, minerals, and fiber. Right? So these are the food nutrients that we have and that are very popular within the Caribbean. We will now look at a video which will enlighten us more about a food pyramid, right? Please listen carefully.
Why so confused, little kitty? That's wonderful, but I'm not sure if this menu will help you choose the right dish. So, why don't you look at the food pyramid?
What's that?
Well, let me explain. Hey friends, so in today's episode, let us climb on this nutritional structure we call food pyramid. Zoom in. Just like a restaurant's menu shows you what to eat on a cheat day, a food pyramid is a visual tool that guides us about the entire healthy food intake that our body requires on a daily basis. It is divided into 6 food groups in 4 sections, each group suggesting the nutrition and quantity required for a human body to grow, stay healthy, and function at its best. So, let's start from the top and the smallest part of the pyramid, consisting of sweets and fats. Though it's the most tempting group on the chart, however, food that is high in sugar and fats must be taken only once in a while in smaller quantities, as it does not do any good to your health. To know more about it, please check out our video, Is Sugar Bad for You? Afterwards. The second section of the pyramid is further divided into 2 groups. The one side includes dairy products like milk, yogurt, and cheese that are rich in calcium needed for strong bones and teeth. But before deciding to consume milk, we would request you to please check out our video, Is Milk Healthy? Later. And the other side of section 2 consists of good meat like chicken, turkey, fish, and eggs. Most of these dishes are major sources of proteins, zinc, and and vitamins needed for our growth and development. Hence, it is recommended to have at least one egg every day. Again, to know more, please check out our videos related to minerals and vitamins. Now, let's move to the third section, which is again divided into two groups. The first group includes most vegetables that are a healthy source of nutrition, due to which it is recommended to have around 2.5 bowls of vegetables every day. While the other group includes tasty fruits like apple, orange, banana, mango, etc. that are a natural source of sugar, fiber and vitamins, especially vitamin C. Hence it is suggested to have 2 bowls of fruits every day to keep the doctor away. Finally comes the fourth, the base and the biggest section of the food pyramid that includes whole grains, lentils, bread, pasta, cereals, chapatis, and rice. This is a very important food as it contains carbohydrates that provide the body with glucose, which is converted to energy used to support bodily functions and physical activity. Hence, it is recommended to eat them on a daily basis. So, here we go, my friends. Now we know the type of food our body needs the most. But remember, it is always advisable to speak to your doctor before following any diet plan. At the same time, just consuming food won't be enough. So just make sure to eat at the same time, drink plenty of water, and have some physical exercise to stay fit and healthy. Trivia time! Did you know that the very first food pyramid was a Swedish invention? Yes, back in the 1970s.
Alright, so we learned a lot about the food pyramid, isn't that so? Good. And so now, after looking at that video, what can you tell me about the food pyramid? John, in your own words. Great job. Take a token from the box over there. Lisa. Great job. Take a token over there. And now we'll move into our first activity, right? It's right there in your handout. You have 2 minutes to complete it. We will now continue. How was the activity? Good, good. I hope everybody would have gotten their answers correct, right? Good. Stand, let's have a stretch. It's a PE class after all. Good, nice stretch. Great job. Take a seat. Good. Now we move on to analyzing our dietary intake, right? Now, all those words simply mean what's in your meal. What did you eat this morning? What did you have last night? What are you going to have for lunch? What are you going to have for dinner? Right? Dietary intake. What's in your meal? What are you eating? Remember, if we want our bodies to function properly and in the right way, we need to consume the right foods and we need to drink the right amount of water to stay hydrated, right? So think about it. Think to yourself for a minute. What did I eat last night for dinner? What did you eat last night for dinner? What did you have this morning for breakfast? Was it on the healthier side? Or was it something that that lacked one of the nutrients that is on the food pyramid? Think about it. Now, after you would have thought about it, did your diet consume of all the food groups? Did it include all of them? Sorry, not consume. Did it include all of the nutrients from the food pyramid? Yes? Okay, that's nice. Now, why is water important in our diet? Because water is one of those things on the food pyramid. Why is it important? Why do we need to drink water? To stay hydrated, yes. To keep us energized for physical activity like running, jumping, jogging, playing any sports or so on. Because we know when we get out there and we start to play a sport and be active in it, we tend to perspire. Now when our bodies lose water, we need to become hydrated or drink the right amount of water so that our body does not get hot and we tend to, some people even faint. Right? So how much water should we take in per day? Anybody knows? 6 to 8 glasses of water per day, right? And how much of each food group should we take in per day? Because we just listened to a video and it told us, let me see if you guys remember. Yes, that's true. Now we need 2 to 3 servings of fruits per day. Yes, that's true. And it's also in your handout, right? But let's see what the video says about the servings, right? That our body requires daily. Listen carefully, right?
Are you wondering if you're eating too much or too little of some foods? Are you looking for an easy way to size up your portions and make healthier decisions about how much to eat? Then give yourself a hand. Using your hand as a tool can help you estimate different amounts of food and manage your portions wherever you are. Try these handy tips to estimate your portions. Your fist is about 1 cup of food. Use your fist to estimate all kinds of foods, like cereal, salad, and yogurt. And even snack foods like popcorn, chips, and ice cream. You can also estimate 1 cup of milk or soy beverage. Use half your fist to estimate about half a cup of food. Here's how half a cup of rice, would look. How much pasta do you estimate is in this restaurant meal? That's about 8 half-cup servings. This dish is made for sharing. Use the palm of your hand to estimate protein-rich foods like chicken, beef, fish, pork, and turkey. The palm of your hand is about 2.5 ounces of these foods. Be sure your portion is about the thickness of your pinky finger. How much steak do you think this is? That's about the size of 2 palms, or 5 ounces. You can also use your hand to estimate foods like bread, bagels, or pitas. Use your thumb to estimate 1 tablespoon of foods like oil, margarine or butter, estimate 1 teaspoon. Hands come in all shapes and sizes, so here's a helpful tip. Measure out different foods using measuring cups and spoons. Then compare the amount to your hands and thumbs. That way you can do an even better job of estimating portions with your hands. Need more help estimating your portions? Check out our handy guide to serving sizes at eatrightontario.ca/handy-guide to learn how to use your hand to estimate Canada's Food Guide serving sizes and compare them to the food portions you eat.
Good. Now students, you just heard how we can measure the food that we eat per day, right? So you don't go into mommy pot and you take out 3 spoon rice and you fill up your plate and it's you alone get all of that to eat, right? Remember now you need the right amount of each food group in each meal that you eat, right? We will now move into our second activity. It's right there in your handout. All the best. Good. How was the activity, students? Great. I hope that you all were successful, right? Good. We move on to why is water important in creating a balanced diet, a balanced meal plan, right? Now, if you know that you're going to participate in a sporting activity, it's important for you to plan your meals ahead of time, right? And it might sound like a lot, but if you know that you're going to run sprint or play football, would you go about eating a huge burger just before you participate in the sporting activity? No, you wouldn't do that because it would affect your performance, right? The same way with water. If you are not fully hydrated, you would not be able to function properly. That is why water is important. And in some cases, you even hear that water is life, right? Good. Now, without water, we cannot survive. Our body is consist of a lot of water in order to function in the way that it should. Now, water is very, very, very important for all the organs in our bodies to work properly and the muscles and so to function in the right way without tension, without getting cramps, and so on, right? And even when we perspire, like I said before, we lose water. So it's important that our body has water in readiness so that when we are active in any physical activity, we can be able to carry out our mandate correctly, right? And so, always remember to drink your water. Always remember to stay hydrated. You can even use milk or juice, but water is very much important. Okay, class? Good. And we move into our final activity. Activity 3 is right there in your handout. You will complete it in 2 minutes and then we'll close off. Okay, class, let's do a quick recap of today's lesson. So we learned about the food, the food pyramid. And we learned that it has different layers. It has a small one on top, then coming down they get bigger gradually, right? Good. We also learned about the importance of water in our diet and in creating a balanced meal plan, right? Good. Great job. Now with that, I hope that you take those things into consideration when eating so that your bodies can remain active, can be able to function as it should when you are doing any sporting activity or any physical activity. With that, we come to the end of our class. Have a great day.